And sometimes we sort of placate those emotions by drowning it in food or in booze or in gambling or sex or anything that can distract you.
And then we turn that into memories. And then we become enslaved to our memories.
Yeah.
And it never stops.
That's why it's so hard for people, because they have a memory of all the things they've done that's wrong, and they do it all the time, and that becomes who they think they are.
So they start changing the picture. It's all about changing the channel, you know?
Right.
Change that channel in life.
You just completely changed who you are. I have 3 commercial freezers in the back. Yeah.
Like when I look at food, I don't look at food like I used to look at it. I look at it for what it's for.
To take care of the body.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's the best meat,
you know,
too.
I realize that there's, things that are good for other people, like the kale and the vegetables and all this stuff, the blueberry, and then for me, it's really poisonous. It's not good.
That stuff's bad for you?
But yeah, that stuff's not good for my blood type and my health conditions and all that stuff.
Kale? All that stuff's bad for you?
Kill me. Kale,
Really?
yeah, it's going to kill me. Kale will kill me.
Particularly for you. Like, seeing you hit the bag again and seeing you hit the pads and get excited about it was very, very interesting to me. Because I knew that you had that thing in your head where you didn't want to ignite your ego. And then you had this quote that the gods of war reignited your ego.
We're going to start off the Legends Only League, and that's going to be really breathtaking, especially starting off with me and Roy.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to that. It's going to have athletes from every genre. It's an array of everybody who believes that someone, they're all going to come back in all fields. And this is going to be something that me and the Eros Intervention created together. And I think this is going to be pretty awesome.
So Legends Only League would be like all sports, baseball, basketball, everything.
Tennis. Yeah, imagine if something crazy like we did with Billie Jean King did, have somebody, say, one of Serena, somebody play McEnroe and that kind of stuff.
Right.
Exhibitions and stuff like that. Or somebody like Man of War can play one-on-one with whoever, Iverson or somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, Men of Peace.
So when he gets ready to do it, is he going to hang out with you and try to take on your mannerisms? Or?
Well, he's known me for quite a long time, so he knows my mannerism. He's not going to... If I died, he can do me.
Right.
Pretty much, so he wouldn't have to be around me.
Do you want to help him? You want to give him any pointers
whatever
or anything?
He wants, whatever help and what areas and what direction he needs me to help him in, yeah.
It's a great...
I'm capable of doing it, yeah.
If you're going to have someone play you, I think he's the perfect person.
He's just good, and there's other guys too, but he just knows the real. He has been there,
when you're training and you're ramping yourself up for a big fight, and then you have that big fight, and you knock out Spinks in front of the whole world, and you're walking around the ring, and you're on the cover of every magazine. That the highs of that, the accomplishment, the training, and then the competing itself is the experience is so alien to most people that when you walk around with regular folks in regular life, it's gotta be hard to exist.
No, it's not. It's just that you have to know who you can be at certain times of your life. No one knows who they are, because if you knew who you were right now, you'd be really limited. Because life is about change. You're gonna be then 5 years from now, you'll be a different person. Won't be this person. So
right.
we're gonna have to develop some kind of emotional intelligence and just learn to, as time goes on, grasp what's ever going on and just form with it. I think when we're born again, if we're born again, we're not going to remember the life we had. Not going to remember this shit.
Well, I've always said everybody's scared to die, but no one's scared to sleep.
Sleep,
it's
no,
weird.
Some people are.
Yeah?
Some people are afraid to sleep. They get their moments where sometimes you think, wait, I might not wake up this morning, because you hear and you know people that just go to sleep having a nice time with you, didn't do any drugs, and they just don't wake up.
That's true, too. But the thing about sleep is you're pretty confident you're going to come back, so you're willing to shut off. It's okay. But no one wants to shut off forever.
But listen, the belief that you're going to come back is magnificent.
Yeah.
The belief to know that we're going to wake up in the morning. Why is it, even the guy that's age, why nobody wants to really stick on to the fact that after we die, it's over?
I mean, we don't know until we die, right?
Yeah.
The world goes darkness, and then that's it. That might be right, or it might be that you go to that place where you go when you smoke DMT. It might be that. That might be.
You're not going to remember when you died.
Yeah. When all is said and done, I would love it if someone sat down with you and made maybe a book of all the things that Cuss taught you.
I was born in 1908.
And if you can do that, you could be successful in anything.
It was Cuss believing that he cared for the downtrodden people and this and that, for the blacks and Latinos and Irish people who are being abused by the Irish people of that time, which is crazy. He was the guy that fought for the people that didn't have anyone to fight for them. He just wanted to be a people. And when I read his book and I found out about him, he was successful his whole life. He was always the guy in the neighborhood that people came through to settle beefs and talk things over with and loan people stuff and help people out.
Yeah.
I wasn't rushing and trying to hurt nobody, kill nobody. I was just trying to
Get working.
accomplish stuff. Yeah.
Just get working.
Yeah.
And how often are you sparring a week?
When I go back to sparring, I like sparring every day.
Really? Every day?
Yeah, because the more you do it, the better it is.
Right. The more your timing is, the better you feel. What are your thoughts on, like, some people think that you could spar too much and you leave too much in the gym because you get hit too much in camp?
Well, that's the whole thing you learn in camp, not to get hit. Mm-hmm. That's the art of boxing, learning not to get hit in the fight. And you have to do that by trying to get hit in the gym real seriously and avoiding that. And then it turns out in a fight. So you shouldn't be in the gym saying, I've been hit too much, because you shouldn't get hit, because that should be the objective of fighting, not to get hit as much as you believe you are. Right. And I got right.
Yeah. Some people call that fat shaming. But I think fat shaming works.
For me.
Works for me, too. If I got fat, I would want someone to yell at me.
If somebody's not yelling at me and I found out and he thought that I was a fat motherfucker and he wouldn't tell me, I wouldn't be a friend of him. I wouldn't be cool with him no more. If he's not telling me, yo, Mike, man, this is not right, man, at least let me know. I might not want to do it, but let me know that I'm not looking good. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, sometimes you say, like, body shaming doesn't hurt people. It hurts some people. To me, it makes me, hey, man, it helps me. That's the guy. I'm not that guy.
Yeah. The only way it hurts people is if you don't listen.
Yeah.
Like, you could heal and recover way better than you ever could before. There was no 54-year-old men that looked like you when we were kids.
No. Jack LaLanne was the only one.
Yeah, and even Jack LaLanne, I mean, he was kind of fit, but he was just fit because he was disciplined.
Yes.
Because he continued to exercise deep into his 90s.
Discipline is what it's all about.
Yeah.
I don't care how good you are in anything. You don't have discipline, you ain't nobody.
Right.
You're nothing without discipline, because you give up under the slightest struggle without discipline.
100%. And that has to be something that you also learn from Cuss as well.
I don't know what discipline is. I don't know what discipline. He told me discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
Doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it. That is a great quote.
Day start as soon as it's daylight, around 5:30, out through the 4-mile run, come back, I'm in the shower. I go downstairs, may do some, I have a machine where you can do the twist, and I'll do that probably 200 times on both sides. And I just grab a bite. You know, I may have some, I'm eating meat for this, I may have some eggs instead of, I'm not eating eggs.
You were a vegan for a while, right?
Yeah.
How long were you a vegan for?
A couple of years.
For a couple of years?
Yeah, 5 years.
So did you stop because of the training, or did you stop before that?
Yeah, I did stop reading because of the training. It was because of what I wanted my body to look like and the strength that I wanted to possess.
But that's just your championship mentality, right? Like, you're always pushing yourself, even when it comes to something like fasting. Like, you always push it too far.
It has something to do with suffering, self-suffering.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I can't put my feelings on it. It's about how long can I suffer more than this person or that person? Or could this person do what I did?
Right. I remember you saying that, too, about training, that you would get up in the morning and train because you wanted an edge. You wanted to know that you were training while they were asleep.
Exactly.
Yeah. I remember thinking that back when I was doing martial arts. I remember reading that. I'm like, I want to do that, too. I'd copy a lot of shit you did.
Well, you always have to have, and even if it's not so, you have to have, and that's where delusion comes in, because delusion is only delusional when you don't accomplish the goals of making your delusions a reality.
Find someone who balances you out like that.
Absolutely.
But that, what we were talking about, where the very fire that gets you to be Mike Tyson, that turns you into this destroyer inside the ring, if you don't learn how to control it, will fuck you up in every other aspect.
For instance, like after my 1-round fights, some of them cost me a lawsuit because right after that, you think I'm calmed down? You think after 30 seconds or 45 seconds, hey, he's cool. After one round, everything's cool. He's happy. It's over. It's still ringing.
Yeah.
It's revving up. It's still
Yeah.
revved. It's not finished. It's not dead. The energy's not dead. Not the energy that you jet. The energy of hurting somebody, of continuing to hit somebody. It's
Right.
revved up.
Right.
And so the first thing you hear that indicates altercation, it's not, hey, what? But it's just off. And you have no control over it.
Right.
And he would teach the kids how to box if they behave themselves and got on a certain level in which you can go back there and box. And I see these guys coming back with their eyes busted, teeth knocked out, the ribs sore, but they were happy. They're laughing about this and stuff, and they're happy with them bleeding, tooth knocked out there. So I started cleaning and being a real nice kid to everybody because I wanted to learn how to box. All the kids were happy, and he started teaching me how to box. Oh, I would never been the champ if I wasn't from Cuz, because he put stuff in my mind. I started thinking about myself being these people, visualizing myself being, I don't know, great or somebody.
The bobbing and the weaving, the constant
I
pressure.
believe it's the morale behind the style. How bad do you want it? That's his true greatness, is the willingness to die. So I
That
had
is
to
true,
deal with
right?
that too, yeah.
Yeah. But now you're not smoking any weed getting ready for this fight.
It wants to be accepted, and it's not accepted, it crumbles. Does that make sense?
Well, I feel like with someone like you, the highs that you reach in competing, the highs you reach in fighting are so high that it's probably very difficult to just exist outside of that. And I know you love pot for that reason, because it calmed you down and mellowed you out and chilled you out.
Absolutely. It made me like myself. Mm-hmm. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I do,
It
yeah.
makes me like myself.
Yeah. It gives you forgiveness of yourself.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. I never wanted to be forgiven much because that's really powerful stuff.
Yeah.
To have to
Yeah.
accept forgiveness is really powerful
And to forgive
stuff.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to forgive other people. Sometimes it's harder to forgive yourself.
If your confidence is not at a delusional perspective, you have the right confidence.
You get so amped up, Mike. Even he's sitting here talking to you about these things. I could see it in you. You get amped up, even just talking about achieving things, talking about success, talking about the mind. You get very fired up about these things. Yeah, that intensity is what made you special. No, I can tell, man. You're different right now than the last time I saw you. I could tell you're ramping up for this fight.
Yeah, it's just what it is. I don't know if I like being who I am.
It's crazy that you met Cuss, too, because out of all the people that you could meet, no one was better at the psychological game.
Oh, I would never been the champ if I wasn't from Cuz, because he put stuff in my mind. I started thinking about myself being these people, visualizing myself being, I don't know, great or somebody. I've never done that in my life. I've never heard, not even in the ghetto, somebody say this. Like, I said, wow, he's great. Like, I'm talking about, like, Holmes. I said, wow, he's incredible. I said, why is he incredible? I don't think he's that incredible. Why shouldn't you have that? Why should he have that and not you? I've never heard somebody say that to me.
But Cuss was a master at the psychological
Yeah,
game. Master. Like, you would hear him talk about things, just reading the things that he's written about the psychology of fighting. He was the perfect guy for you. It was almost like the stars aligned. Why do you think that is? Why do you think people do you think, but don't you think that same abuse, that's also what makes people great at things too? Because almost the same mindset that allows someone to abuse drugs or abuse gambling and become obsessed with pornography also is the same mindset, if channeled the right way, that allows someone to become obsessed with boxing.
What prevents them from doing the right thing from the wrong thing with the same feeling? Know what prevents that?
What?
Emotional intelligence.
Yes.
The majority of the world don't even possess. The world is not even 50 years old.
Right.
So this is going to be a struggle for the next 100 years. That's going until we get that.
Yes.
That's going to have to be our main objective, to develop that.
Yes.
In order to succeed as human beings.
Yeah, that's no truer words have ever been said. That's what it is in terms of the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how bad they wanted to keep the Mongols out. They built a fucking wall. It took them thousands of years.
And his real name is Temujin.
You ever read about Genghis Khan?
Listen, his real name is Temujin.
Yeah.
And he, let me tell you what happened. He's like 13 when he died, around 13, 14. His real reign was like in the 12s and the early 1300s. And first of all, He came from, he's real poor. His mother, his father, they all came, they got beat up, got took out. He had a woman, then they took his wife, but he got friendly with a real bad mother, he was a criminal, but he was the baddest. Oh, he was so bad.